Hi, my name is Goldman, and I'm an attorney from Goldman and Associates. And today I'd like to talk about what you need to know regarding the divorce process in COVID-19. It is true that the divorce process, especially in some cases, is unbelievably slow. And even if it's not actually slow, it feels unbelievably slow, particularly for the parties who are involved in it and are trying to get relief from the court. Maybe you're in a situation, for example, where you've been waiting on the court's ruling so you could have more regular parenting time with your child. In that scenario, obviously, it seems like the court just runs like molasses. Unbelievably slow. But the truth of the matter is the courts have overall been trying to stay ahead of all these cases, and there's a huge glut of cases, more cases than we have judges to handle it, obviously. So the process is a little bit deliberate, a little bit slow when the court tries to resolve these things. Throw into the mix the whole COVID-19 debacle, and you have an even slower process. Let's not forget that in the first 2-3 months, the courts were generally just kicking the can down the road. The courts were closed to new business, only really handling absolute and dire emergencies. And believe me, their definition of emergency is not the same as mine and yours. As far as the court's concerned, if the kid's not faced with immediate harm, that's no emergency. So in a situation like the normal, parenting time between mother and father and the struggles of the normal parenting time, COVID-19 caused an additional problem. It created a scenario where the courts were not as readily available to solve those problems. And because of that, there was an impact. You should be aware now that the court has gotten a much better handle on it. The court is now operating in a standard Zoom process, and motions are being filed regarding parenting time, regarding divorce matters, regarding anything that could come up in a normal scenario where a motion would be filed. The courts are handling that electronically. There are pros and cons to that. The obvious pro is that everybody's safe. It's a much safer environment. The court is handling things quickly. Things are filed electronically. They're getting on the docket quicker, and that's a good thing. There are some bad things about it. Zoom doesn't work for everybody. Some clients don't have the ability to participate as they would like. Some of them would like to be able to see the judge and sort of interact with the court regarding the case, and they can't do it through a Zoom. So there have been problems. Not to mention, from a lawyer's perspective, I got to tell you, cross-examining a witness who is on a Zoom is not nearly as effective as being able to stand there and he can see that you already think he's a liar and it's written all over the lawyer's face. You don't get that in a Zoom. Not to mention the fact that if the court wants to hold somebody in contempt, very difficult to do that effectively in a Zoom. In the old days, the court would, as soon as the court started to talk about possibly holding you in contempt, an armed bailiff would all of a sudden move from one side of the courtroom and be standing next to you. The fear of God, so to speak, was in everybody when it was live. You don't have that in a Zoom. So the COVID-19 has imposed that upon parenting time and divorce proceedings. Having said that, obviously, everybody's at the same advantage and disadvantage, and the court is working through these issues. If you have issues in your case and you need our help, reach out to us, and of course, we'll be glad to help you out.